Had problems getting it started. Kind of a normal thing at this point. Had to shut my phone all the way off just to get it to work, but it is what it is. We want to finish up this first strike ration. We are just kind of a continuance of what I had the last time. Let me see if I can fix this camera angle a little bit here. Let's see. Zoom a little, not that much. A little bit like this. Change that. Yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. And okay, that should be better. We should be good to go. Hey, Booger Butt, what's up? What's up? I do know that I am going to need something else for this. I don't remember what's left over. Honestly, I didn't even feel like eating that much at all, period. I've been kind of having some issues. That's why I didn't live stream last week. They changed some medications on me, and it did not agree with me at all. I had some really serious issues. But anyways, doesn't matter. I just got to watch what I eat. So I probably won't. I'm just going to keep my quantity down here. So it's not a big deal. But I do know I'm going to need some kind of crackers or something. I'm hoping that I got some stashed right here somewhere. Looking. What's that? Yuck. Nope, I don't have any right there. Some extra fuel canisters that I bought on clearance recently. What's up, Melvin? Did I see Melvin? Hello. I could have swore I had some crackers down here. Let me look here. Wait, there might be a second bag. Nope. Oh, that's it. Oh. Maybe in here. I could have swore I had some right here somewhere. I know I do. Oh, wait. Aha. Boom. Oh, boy, I got these in here. What is this? Old chicken and rice menu. I got this old British stuff that I think K-Man gave me. I think that came from a meetup. I think this entire leftovers right here is actually from the meetup. So I got a peanut butter, another peanut butter, spoon, an opened accessory packet, and then this bag of British stuff, which has been opened. The sugar's still soft in it. That's good. I don't know what to do with that stuff. I think I used it in the live stream once or something. I had a bunch of vintage British stuff that I didn't really know what to do with. So I just used it all, ate it all in a live stream. Put these old beers up. That's actually in really good shape. No. All right, go ahead. You can get up there for a minute. Oh, easy, Brownie. Dirty looking. Well, you've been chewing on yourself. Look at your feet. Yeah, I know. She used to be a much cleaner cat. I know, honey. Daddy needs to brush you. Usually I do. I gotta take her to the vet, too. She's had apparently some teeth issues. Come here. Oh. Hang on, I got a text from somebody. I think it's probably Dan. Go on. Go on. Can't get up here right now. Oh, he said he'd stop in soon. Okay, cool. I knew I'd need these crackers, though, so. Because I ate those ones that I had the last time I did this were not good. And neither was that drink. I don't know. Whoever was here, if you saw this thing being opened, and I had a grape drink that just looked really weird, tasted really weird, and it didn't dissolve properly. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know what was going on with it. It was like they forgot to put the sugar in it or something almost. And then the drink powder stuff, they put extra of that in or something. But it turned into like a paste almost. I have had that happen before. Let's see what we got left in here. Yep, that's cat drool. Sweet. I can't spray it with anything. Doesn't matter. It'll be on a tray anyway. Anyway, all right. Let's go through the bag, see what we got left here. We got a blueberry turnover. Seven. What? What would the date of these be? Wait a minute. This has got to be the date. Right? Surely the... Okay. It's got to be that. Because they got to be 2022s. Right? I don't know. That would explain why everything was weird, though. Although this does have a 115th day. So 2115 means the 115th day of 2022. Huh. Next up, we have a completely obliterated baked snack crackers, hot and spicy cheese. What's the 230 calories in here? 350 milligrams of sodium. That's way less than what I figured it'd be. Nothing else really to speak of. A little bit of carbs. Well, kind of a lot for this. 10% of your daily value. All right. Here is our accessory packet. Doesn't look like it's much count, but we will check it out. Here's the other packet that has the cheddar potato with artificial bacon spread soup mix. Okay. That's always been a weird item. Always. Next up, we've got the sandwich shelf-stable nacho-flavored beef stick from Bridgeford. What's the protein in this thing? 8 grams of protein in here. I guess that's not too awful bad. 25% of your daily value on the sodium, though, in this. 560 milligrams. Way, way, way too much for one item. Alright, I'm just going to hold the bag. Screw it. Next up, we got the teriyaki beef stick. And I do still have the one sitting over here for the experiment. And it's that cheaper brand. We'll see how it looks. I think it's been about a month now since I opened it up. We got the bag, which we don't need right this moment. We also have an orange beverage-based powder, natural and artificial flavors. This one feels exactly, well, not exactly. Yeah, it does. It feels like the last one. It feels like there's a whole bunch of powder. I don't know. We'll see if this one ends up being weird as well. And we also have our sweet and spicy Star-Kissed tuna creations in the camouflage packaging. What's a date code on this? Product of American Samoa. Look at that. Huh. Can't tell what the date code is on it, though. Back us up just a little bit. There we go. Where's the date code? Maybe the 262nd day of 2022. Maybe. I don't know. It's all kind of smudged, too. What do we got here? 28 grams of protein in this one pack. That is really good. That's why all those bodybuilders and stuff eat tuna, I reckon. I don't know. I don't like fish, so I don't like tuna. In response to me not liking fish, therefore I do not like tuna. There we go. That's better, huh? Let's see what else. We got a couple more items left. We have our plain tortillas, or tortillas. Depending on where you're from, I guess. A lot of people say it that way in America. And last but definitely least is the nut and raisin mix. I'm just not really a fan. What do we got protein-wise in here? 11 grams of protein. That's really good. 27 grams of fat. That's pretty high. That's 35% of your daily value in this one item. And 360 calories. That's pretty high, too. I mean, that's a big caloric item right there. For sure. And I think and a spoon. That's it. It's everything out of the bag other than the other bag. All right. Well, let's get started. Checking this stuff out. Let me go through the chat real quick. Actually, let me make a post really quick. Here. I guess you guys can look at my ugly mug while I do that. Hey, Molder's here. I ain't seen Molder in a minute. You enjoy the tuna? Hey, look, to each their own. I think that's one thing. Every single person experiences food differently. We can experience things in a similar fashion, but it's different to every single person. And it has a lot to do with where you grew up. A lot of foods that we eat are an acquired taste. I grew up next to the Ohio River and the Kanawha River in West Virginia. And, look, I fished ever since I was a little kid, on and off. I just never liked eating the fish. Now, there's sometimes, like, the only way that I really enjoy fish or like fish is if it's battered in, like, tempura and deep fried. Like, that's the main way that I enjoy fish. But I have seen fish on, like, shows, YouTube, things like that, where it's cooked pretty crispy or in a unique fashion that made me think, I'd probably like that. That looks like something that I would eat. So, I mean, I could see myself liking some kinds of fish. It's just not something that's common here. I've never, or I didn't grow up near like a ocean. And I think that's really where seafood is most prominent, because that's, it's a close food source for them. So if you're going to get seafood here, it's not really going to be fresh. And maybe that's the problem. I can remember when I was a little kid, I was probably 6 or 7 years old. We went to Virginia Beach, and it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. My dad was weird like that. Like, we had no intentions of going, and we all got in the car. I don't know what we were even leaving to do, and we just took off. And I've never been able to do things like that in my life because I've always had animals. So I couldn't just take off with my kids. Anyways, well, except whenever I was really young. I didn't have animals. But anyway, Woke up at Virginia Beach, and we were staying on Chesapeake Bay. That's what it was. And our hotel had like there was like a pool, and then there was a building right next to the pool, like literally the fence, and then you could walk from the pool into this building. But there was like a big buffet in there, and I remember that being the first place that I ever ate shrimp or anything like that, and I really enjoyed it, and I liked it as a kid, and always wanted to have that again. But I think it was just because it was fresh and we were right there at the ocean, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, let's see here real quick. Did I get it? Yeah, okay. Right, let me edit that. Done. Copy link. Okay. So what do we got going on in the chat? How you folks doing? We will get into the ration very, very soon. As soon as I get this post up, we're going to get into it, because why not? No messing around this week, and I'll try to keep it quicker. All right, there we go. There we go. I wish I could get a higher angle on my camera. Like, I don't know. Like, I wish my camera was up here, but then it would be too far away from the focus, like the food. I need two cameras. I really need to change my setup. I need a laptop so that I can screen share and I can show you guys, like, I don't know, pictures of rations or other foods or just whatever. I can share my screen and put myself in like a little box off to the side. I want to be able to do that. I don't know how to do that, but I want to be able to do that. And then I want to be able to switch cameras. I want to have at least two cameras, so that way I can like click instead of using this flipped around phone camera right now. I can click the one that would be mounted up on the wall or something. But I have a place that I'm going to set up for that. Like, that's literally what it's going to be. Got a stack of VHS tapes to prop your phone up when you need it. Look, whatever works. It really doesn't matter what it looks like. It just matters how it functions. You know what I mean? What was I doing in here anyway? Anyway, made the post real quick. Probably won't. Most people won't get to see it, but it's cool. I'm going to smoke a little bit of a cigarette before I get started here. Go through the chat real quick. StreamYard is what others use for that kind of setup. See, I used to use Streamlabs, and I started to get into that back in the day, whenever I first started live streaming, which has been 8 years ago now. But Streamlabs was so wonky and glitchy, and it just did not function well, especially with YouTube. Now, if you streamed through Twitch, it probably was better. I don't know. I mean, I did like start a Twitch account and stuff like that back in the day, but I never really streamed on it that I can recall. But I had issue after issue after issue with Streamlabs back in the day, and it kind of turned me off of it. Like, I was like, you know what? It just isn't worth it. Although what I will say is, like, Streamlabs, and there was something else that I used. Like, YouTube takes, like, when you get a super chat or something, YouTube takes way too large of a percentage. I would, golly, I wouldn't even want to venture to bet. Well, yeah, I'll just take a weird, rough guesstimate. I mean, I would say that they're gathering at least 100 billion a year. If you take into account how many people live stream and how many super chats come through, and YouTube is keeping 30% of everything that comes through. Oh, dude. Sorry about that, guys. Brownie? No, honey. Go on. No. You can't get up there right now. I need to go get the brush and brush you out. Hi, honey. Oh, Daddy loves you. Yeah, I love you. We really got to take you to the vet, though. Get them teeth looked at. Nope, 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 nope. No, Brownie, no. Look, I'll share that tuna with you when I'm done. I know you can't smell it. I just got a haircut the other day, but I left the back long. Come here. Yeah, I'll let you get cat fur on me, I guess. Come here. Oh. Yes, I know. I know. Alright, here. I'm gonna have to get down. Ow! See? Oh. Nope, nope, nope. Brownie! Go on. Go. So apparently cats, if you don't give them like bone, like chew toys and stuff, I didn't know this until recently, they'll have teeth issues. None of my cats ever had teeth issues until just here recently, whenever I started seeing like commercials about it. And I've had cats forever and they never had any teeth issues, but it's just really weird that now I have 3 cats that I've got to take that are having tooth issues, and Brownie is probably the worst one. Like, she's having teeth issues. StreamYard is different from Streamlabs. Let me go into Google search real quick. That way it's saved in my history. StreamYard? Is that what you said? Brownie! No. StreamYard. Go. Go on, Brownie. Or lay right there. You can get in that box. Go ahead. Anyway, what'd you say about your cat? My cat made it to 17 and his teeth were sharp until the very end. So, Minnie, I told you guys about I don't know, you probably wasn't here, but anyways, my cat that I had the longest passed away. I guess it's been a couple weeks ago now. I wrote it down on the calendar in there, the minute. that she passed. Anyway, she was 20, probably roughly 20 years. We had her for 18 years. So when she showed up, she was an adult cat. She wasn't a kitten. Um, we're just guessing that she was right around 20. She could have been 22. She could have been 20. I don't think she was much. She couldn't have been much more than like maybe 4 or 5. But what I will say is she never changed her looks at all. Nothing about her changed up until this last, it was last 6-8 months or so. And I think she ended up with Lyme disease because, well, I don't know. I lost 2 cats within a week too, so less than a week. Gigi passed away all of a sudden. She got sick one day and passed the next. I don't know. Weirdly enough, like she was always the one that was there messing with me, I guess, and I think about her all the time. I think about Minnie all the time too. But anyway, Minnie's teeth were good all the way up to the end. Now, Minnie, I think, would fast at least every other day, usually about every other day. It was just like her habit. It was just how she rolled. And I think that really helped keep her healthy, was her going off into the woods for a day or two and likely not eating anything and then coming home whenever she wanted to eat. So her teeth were good all the way to the end. And, yeah, that doesn't make sense because I fed her the same stuff that I feed them. So, no, Sparrow, yours made it to 17 yet. So like I said, I had Minnie 18 years, and she was at least 20. I can say that confidently, but she could have been up to 23 probably. I don't think she was much more than 4 or 5 years old when she showed up. She could have been, really. I mean, there was no way to tell. She had these little. She was always little, and she had these little tiny legs that were about that long. They were just wee tiny, and that's why I call her Minnie, because she was just a miniature cat, and she was that way. She was always that way. The only cat I've ever had like that. You had one 18 and a half years and her teeth were good. See, I don't understand why. Well, I guess maybe it's just genetics. Brownie. I don't know, because like I said, I feed them the same things, and I've been trying to like supplement her with softer food, giving her this vitamin stuff. I mean, it's already too late. Her teeth are bad, so I don't know. Might just have to keep her on soft food to keep her healthy. But she's always been like my buddy Brownie has. Which I bottle fed and raised her from a baby. Get now, Brownie. Yes. You and your brother. Yes. Yes. I love her. Yes. Yeah. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? And she's starting to turn brown because she's been laying out in the sun. That's why I call her Brownie. The first year that she was like kind of a teenage cat or whatever, she laid outside in the sun and her fur turned brown. Probably didn't name her for a long time, or you gotta get down, honey. Here. That's a cat bed. That's what that's for. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. No. Go on. Go. Thank you. She's wanting to be in the live stream tonight. All right, let's get into this food. I'm sorry I took so long. I've got a Siamese as well, and she is definitely getting to the point to where she is what I would... How did I have this set up earlier? She's getting into her elderly years. But when I have no idea how old she was. She looked old when she showed up. But she had been having kittens her entire life. And if I was to guess, I would say she was 8 to 10 years old when she showed up. And she had great big old... Her belly was great big where she had had kittens and they had been nursing on her. And I don't know where the kittens were at. She showed up on her own and never left. So... No, Brownie. My cup of spoons. Look at this. This is my cup of spoons. It's overflowing. But I don't think it can hold anymore, really. Good grief. I'm going to have to empty it out because it's literally like ready to spill out because there's so many in there. Bouquet of spoons. I'm going to have to just box up a bunch of them is what I'm going to have to do, unfortunately. I might do that in a minute because they're seriously impeding my space and everything. Okay. Well, let's open up this accessory packet real quick. Actually, let's straighten up the mess first. Tray, tortillas, tuna, first strike bar, blueberry turnover dessert, Bridgeford sandwich, I don't know, crackers. It's way too much food. Beef stick. Let's check on the beef stick right now. Let's see. Let's see if it has changed the way it looks at all. I'm going to say it hasn't. I'm going to say this thing's gross. Look at that. Literally nothing. That other one that I had to throw away because it was covered in mold because I forgot about it for I don't know, it was like a week or two. It said it was all natural. And I believe it based on how it decayed. This, on the other hand, is not fit for human consumption. Let's be honest. Look, I know things can last in sealed packaging. The packaging, the no air, all that is a key factor, and no bacteria being introduced into the packaging. This has been opened and bitten. This should be a ball of nasty decay, and it is not. I'm going to push it up to the top. That way we know it's getting air. It's getting air anyway. This thing has been opened at least 4 or 5 weeks now. We shall see. The experiment continues. Okay. Now we can go through this accessory packet. All right, we got some Bill's Brewed coffee. William James Coffee Company. Huh. A moist towelette. Our non-dairy creamer for coffee or tea. When do they ever give you tea? They don't. Nope, we got 2 more moist towelettes, so they give you 3 of them in the first strike. Here's your matches. Made by, of course, the classic D.D. Bean and Sons. Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Huh. Used to be New Jersey they were out of. Huh. Right? Hang on, let me grab an older pack here. Do I have? Yeah, that's probably newer. Those are newer. Do I have an old pack? What the heck? You'd think I'd have an old pack sitting here. I don't know. D.D. Bean and Sons have been the match producer for a long time now. Anyway, I don't know. I always, in my head, I thought they were Jersey. And here's your dinky, rinky dinky little Enjoy brand sugar. Can't stand that they moved to that brand. This one teeny tiny pack of iodized salt for this entire ration, which is also goofy. And there's your little pack of Chiclets style gum. And last but not least is your Lighthouse United States issued butt ration or napkin, paper towel, whatever you want to consider this as. Made by Francisco. Wait. Made Francisco by Lighthouse? I mean, I always knew it was for the visually impaired. Anyway, there it is. There's everything. Let's throw this back in here. This back in here. Those back in there. All the moist towelettes. Okay. Extra accessories. And then here, my knife needs sharpened apparently. We've got our cheddar potato with artificial bacon spread soup mix. 170 calories in this pack. 370 milligrams of sodium in that little pack. Here is your military energy gum, which this stuff is amazing. I don't like the cinnamon necessarily, but the purpose, its function, it does function quite well. And we also have some mayonnaise, fat-free version. Ugh. That sucks. Brownie! No! I can't be doing this. I'm gonna throw you outside. Hey. How you doing? Okay. I gave her a can or a cup of soft food, so she should be happy now. All right, let's. I don't know where to start here. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I'll need those crackers for the tuna. Let's start with this beverage base. I don't know, just dump that in a cup like I did last time. I don't even know where my cup is at. Huh. What did I do with it? Oh, I washed it. Hang on. I think I know where it's at. Maybe. Actually, I don't know where it's at. I thought I did. What I done with it? I have to use a different one. I reckon it's clean enough. Difference between fat-free and regular mayonnaise. Fat-free one sucks. I know. I know. Yeah. Yeah, you remove all the good stuff out of something, it's going to suck. Fat is what makes it taste good. And it's basically taking out all the healthy oils and healthy fat. I mean, it's not like it's healthy for you, but all right. Let's this looks like the purple one. Looks like it's going to be weird. Let me taste it. That is awful. It's not even dissolving. This is going to be horrible. I can already tell you. Yeah, I'd say this drink is going to look just like the last one. I mean, it like has almost no flavor. Didn't want to dissolve. I had to literally chew up what it turned into. And look how much powder it is. That is a ton of powder for a drink mix. A ton for a 12 ounce. I mean, that's, well, what's it say it is? How many ounces? 1.7? No, that's double that. That's like 3 ounces of powder, at least. I'm not exaggerating. That is probably 3 ounces of powder. It's heavy. I'm going to go put some hot water in it. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'll think about it for a minute. Okay. This week, I got my Germs MRE cup. Go subscribe to Germs MRE's channel. And I got coffee and stuff in it, so I'm going to use the delicious cup again this week. We're going to dump the coffee in here, and I'll make both the drinks at the same time. Start with the sugar. I never do that. I just got sugar all over the place. Wow. Literally all over my table. Okay. Tear notch on the creamer, see if it works. Did not. That's why I usually just cut this stuff open, because half the time the intended tear notches just don't work right. See, look how tiny of amount of sugar that is. Just a little teeny tiny amount. And there's not much creamer in there, but look how much more creamer there is than sugar. That'll give you an idea. Used to be they were about equal. The sugar and the creamer were about 50-50. All right, our Bill's Brew. Freeze dried. There we go. All right. Honestly, let me see here if I can tell what's going to be in this. Is this other one over here? Yeah, it's teriyaki. I can't remember what that one was, if it was teriyaki or not, that one that I left set. Yeah, we'll just open it. Who cares? Who cares? It's not like it's an item that I like anyway. It's not worth saving. If it is the same as the other one, I'm probably not going to. Oh, sweet! Yay! This is one of the good ones. Grayson's Natural Farms. We will be able to do a direct comparison. I will let this one set. I will take a couple bites and I will let this one set with the other one, and we'll see what the stark difference will be and how quickly this one breaks down. Cool. I'm glad I opened that, because I almost didn't. I almost swapped in something else there. Alright, I need to make a pile here. Empty packaging, because there's going to be a lot. Shelf-stable nacho-flavored beef sticks. Well, it's beef sandwich. Beef stick, yeah. Beef stick and bread. Let's do it this way. It smells pretty good, actually. Bread's nice and soft. I don't know if I just done that or if it was like that. Yeah, that don't look too bad. But the beef stick stops right there. The rest of that's just bread. Stops right there and stops right there. That's all the longer the beef stick is. You got all this and all this with nothing in it. It's way too much. Like, the beef sticks need to be, they need to come out to there and there. For real. Why not just use one of these? Like, not teriyaki, but this would be perfect. Look at that. That'd be the perfect size right there. It would end up making this slightly longer. I mean, just a little bit, but yeah, that's goofy. Does that side look better? This side must have been the side that was up. That must have been the bottom. Okay. Chocolate First Strike bar. Looking good. Nice and shiny. Blueberry turnover. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Look at that. Yup. Oh. Yum. A little bit of blueberry spillage here. I don't know if that's just jam or it might actually be real blueberries. I don't know that I've ever had one of those. Maybe I have. I've had plenty of the apple. Now you're hungry. Yeah, looking at food will do that. It'll do that. Oh, we got 234th day, 234. I like seeing numbers like that. It's like it's meant to be. When you see numbers that are in succession like that, like 234, I feel like it's just correct. And then restarting with the A after, like A, B, C. I don't know. That's the way my brain thinks when I look at numbers, or if I see repeating numbers like this, 2, 2, like 2, 2, 2, 2, or whatever. You know, I don't know. I feel like that's good luck. And they always stick out in my brain. Oh yeah, those are rough looking. Are these the Tabasco flavored ones, or no, just hot and spicy? It's just mainly a mess of crumbs. I'm not dumping that out. I will lean it up right here, like so. Yeah, that's presentable. And then we have our tuna that we got to deal with. I don't think I'm going to mayonnaise a bunch of it because I won't eat it anyway. And I don't know if the cats will like the sweet and spicy anyway. They might. How much is a thing of tuna like this now? It used to be $1 forever. You do get your omega-3s out of it. That's a plus, I guess. I'm not going to rip that. Cut it. Ugh. That is some sturdy packaging. Way better packaging than any of this other stuff. All right, so it doesn't look too moist or anything. I mean, it's certainly colored, but not too bad. I think we could probably get by. Using the little bowl here. No, that's too much. Put some of that back for the cats. Just enough to make a wrap, which cats probably won't mind the mayonnaise. And probably make it taste better for them. I don't know. All right, so we got that sitting over there in case we need it. Trying to look back up at the chat as much as I can. It's just, yeah. I like to put my tuna straight in the garbage. Uh, I guess me too. I don't know. Kind of. Oh, man. Insects tend to breed when the pollen flares up where you are. I'd say that's probably the way it is everywhere. You know what? I'm going to cut this. I want control. Just like Gun Dog says, the smaller the hole, the more control. Alright, in with the fat-free. Oh, it's so gross. So gross. I mean, if I had to eat this, though, if I was hungry, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't be picky about it, you know. Depends on how hungry I am, whether or not this would look good to me. But like that mayonnaise, the consistency of it is just not right. It's way too thin. It's real glistening. I don't know. It's just there's a lot wrong with it in my mind. And mayonnaise is like supposed to be made out of basically all fat. It's really what it's supposed to be. You take the fat out of it, you take its essence, you take what it's supposed to be, you know? Oh, Booger Butt and Booger Butt, I didn't see them in here, but hey, I guess looks like you're taking off, so later on. Sorry I didn't see the chat sooner there. Get that mixed in a little better. Ugh. I bought Miracle Whip the other day to make egg sandwiches. And I have never took the initiative to determine whether I like Miracle Whip or mayonnaise better. And I just thought my grandma bought Miracle Whip when I was a kid because she used to make me egg sandwiches like when I was a kid. And that's what I bought. And I made my egg sandwiches there the other day. And I didn't like it. I didn't like the Miracle Whip. I think I like mayonnaise, like traditional mayonnaise better. Okay. Oh, gotta make these drinks real quick. Let me grab a bottle of water. Okay. Should have done the coffee while I was in there. Alright. I am going to put some water in this. Not too much so we can stir it vigorously. Oh, come on. What is that? That's not what this stuff is supposed to look like. Look at it. It's just gross looking. Huh. Instant sea monkeys. Look at the foam on top. It's like bubbling almost. Looks like a punch that my mom makes with orange sherbet in it. Look at that. just turns into like this paste. Yeah, this sucks. Put some more water to it. Just let it set, I guess. I don't know. I can tell you this much, it's not right. There's something certainly wrong with this drink powder. It's not supposed to be like this. I don't think it's supposed to be like this unless they changed it and this is what they came up with in 2022, which I've had drink mixes out of MREs and they weren't like this. Is there anything? I can't, that grape drink mix had something weird in it that I hadn't seen before, and I looked it up. I can't remember what it was now. You got maltodextrin, sugar. Yeah, that's what. Maybe it was this one. Inulin. Inulin, and then you got citric acid, which is orange, vitamin C, whatever. Provides tartness. Sodium citrate, ascorbic acid, vitamin C. Huh. It must have a crap ton of that calcium phosphate in it. Or no, maybe not. I don't know. I do remember looking that up, but I don't remember what it said. It was something beneficial, though. And the grape drink didn't have it, and this one has it. Soylent Green, no doubt. Well, I mean, that's in all kinds of our food now, if you believe what's being said. I know it's in McDonald's. I can tell you that. Did you guys see what the stock market done? Holy cow. Well, Thursday and Friday, some big old hits. All right. Inulin. I think I know how to spell it. INULIN. So it is a natural plant-based prebiotic soluble fiber that improves digestion health, aids in weight management, and regulates body sugar by feeding beneficial gut bacteria. Huh. Good stuff. Good stuff to see in the drink mix, that's for sure. But is that what ruined it? Is that inulin what ruined it? Because I thought I tried the drink mix that had it, and then maybe they both had it. Or maybe the grape one didn't have it. I don't know. And this stuff is pretty viscous for what it is. All right. Tortillas. Oh, I got to get my coffee. Yeah, I'll get it in a minute. I'll just go ahead and get started. All I got to do is go put hot water in it. All of this is intended to be able to be eaten on the go. Oh, you know what? I got them crackers out. I didn't need them because it's tortillas. I forgot there was tortillas. I thought I needed crackers. I prefer crackers because if I want to eat tuna, I prefer to have that crunchiness with it. All right. These are Definitely not in the best shape. Okay. That one's starting to split. Yeah. Alright. Let's load this bad boy up with some tuna. Alright. Chicken of the sea. Right? Ain't that what it's called? Remember the Jessica Simpson thing back in the day when her and Nick Lachey had their own TV show there for a while? And that was back when me and Amber were young. Our kids were little and we were watching like TV shows like that. I'm not gonna try to clean that spoon off any more than that. Alright, now we are going to take a couple crackers and put in the second bite. There we go. Tuna wrap, fat-free mayo. Is it hot and sweet and spicy? Tuna. Here we go, down the hatch. I mean, it is a little bit spicy, a little bit sweet, kind of fishy. Texture's nice. I don't mind the texture. All right, let's try it with the, what is it, hot and spicy crackers, which are obviously Cheez-Its, but see how that improves it, hopefully. So the added crunch to the texture is really a big improvement. Flavor-wise, the crackers kind of take over, which honestly isn't a bad thing for me. But if you like the taste of tuna, yeah, that'd be bad for you. That adds a lot of spice to it. Certainly, it does increase the heat level by 2 to 3 times, I would have to say. I mean, you could feel a little bit of spice with what's the sweet and spicy anyway. But the crackers really up that. And again, the texture's not bad. I really do like adding the crunch, though. And it almost fully eliminated the taste of the fish. So I'm okay with that. Hey, what's up, buddy? Oh, my. What's up, dude? How you doing? Hey. Aw. Here. You guys want to see him? Hang on. Come here, buddy. Ah. Say hi. He's been having a little bit of trouble with his right eye right there. See the people? See yourself? Oh, yes, a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh. Oh, what? You didn't like that? Here, don't freak out on me. Don't freak out on me here. Didn't you just come in? He's kind of acting like he wants out. Are you wanting to go outside? No, your ears bothering you? Have to try to remember to put some medicine in his ears. All right, back to the food. What do I do with the tortilla? I don't need this other one. The package. Try to save it. Maybe. I don't know what I'd use it for right off the top of my head, but maybe. All right. Nacho cheese beef stick in a Bridgeford sandwich. I think that's what it's called. Nacho. Here. Sandwich. Shelf-stable, nacho-flavored beef stick in bread. Yeah. So, I guess you can kind of see some cheese in there. I mean, if you look real hard, that's kind of what that looks like. Right in here. Kind of. I don't know. I guess that's what that is. Do you need out, buddy? All right, here. I'm going to get a bite of this. And I'll show you guys how much excess bread there is. My Lord. That thing's hard. Okay. Well, the beef stick is hard. I feel like it needs some of these. Yuck. That's not good. I don't remember the last one I had being like that. You just got to chew on it forever. Really tough. The beef stick can be used as a self-defense item in times when it's needed. I mean, I guess it does look kind of wrong. Yeah, like a slapjack or flapjack or whatever they're called. Look at that. That's all that's in there. And it's hard. That's weird. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I think there's something wrong with these rations. They're kind of like, I don't know, they're kind of off. Or, well, so far this one has been. What I tried last live stream, and what I've tried so far of this one, this has been, well, the tuna was fine. Crackers taste fine. They taste cheesy, crunchy, spicy, exactly like they must be. They don't say it on here, but I'm sure these are Cheez-It brand. They're not an off-brand. These are Cheez-It brand. I don't know why it's not branded on here somewhere, you know, made by Frito-Lay or whoever makes Cheez-Its. I don't know who makes them, but Supaco Inc. But these are definitely 100% Cheez-Its. It's got ingredients. This does not say anything about them being Cheez-It, but they definitely are. These are definitely, they're not, like I said, they're not some off-brand or anything. They are actually Cheez-It brand. All right, let's do a palate cleanse here. That's horrible. It's barely has any sweetness to it whatsoever. The orange flavor is really, I don't know, odd and concentrated, kind of. It doesn't have that, it's not the like tang flavored drink mixes. It's really quite bland, but the orange flavoring itself has got a bitterness to it. I don't know, it's just very odd, and it doesn't taste right. There's no way that it's supposed to be. There's no way that's how it's supposed to be. I can't imagine. It is pretty viscous as well. Like you can see it sticking to the wall of the cup there. See how long it takes it to run down. It's got its legs or whatever. Ain't that what they say with wine? I'm not that cultured. Yeah, I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the way that drink mix is put together. They need to add some sugar back into it or something. All right, let me go put some hot water in this. I'll be right back. I did not put enough water in this. All right, here we go. I think I put enough water in it. Yeah, it looks about right. Way too hot to drink right now. Let's try this organic teriyaki beef stick. Good Lord. got it. Let's take a look at this ingredients list real quick. First ingredient is beef. And then we got water, sugar, salt, hydrolyzed soy, flour, and whey protein, hydrolyzed soy protein, encapsulated citric acid, dehydrated soy sauce, soy sauce, celery juice powder, dextrose, garlic and onion powder, caramel color, natural spices, extractives, including orange oil in collagen casing. Huh. I'm going to bet that the ingredients list on this bad boy ain't nowhere near like that. Let's see. Ingredients. Beef. Brown sugar is the next. And then water. And then salt. Contains 2% or less of dextrose. Yeah. Extract pineapple juice solid, sodium ethorbate, lactic acid, really. Oh, lactic acid starter culture, sodium. Yeah, this looks horrible compared to the ingredients list on this other one. Am I wrong? Do you guys disagree? Or is it just in my head? Or I think the ingredients list on this one looked way better than the other one. The Bulls brand, is that what that is? Bulls? Alright. I mean, neither one of them are very appetizing, but this one, I mean, it doesn't smell that great. It kind of smells like a pickled sausage. Alright, here we go. Give it a try. It's salty. It's greasy. It's coated my mouth with that greasy coating. But other than that, the flavoring is pretty good. The beef is the best part of this. It actually tastes like beef. You can taste it. And it tastes like real meat, which is quite nice. Let's see what it tastes like if they would incorporate one of these into the sandwich. So take a bite of this and a bite of that, huh? All right. I wish it wasn't teriyaki. I wish it was just regular. Not everybody likes teriyaki. But that 10 times better than that. Hands down. Enjoyable. Texture's nice. Flavor's great. Bread's nice and soft. Complements the flavor of the beef well. What's that taste like? It tastes like something. I don't know. This has got a little bit of sourness to it. I don't know. It's kind of got like I don't know what that is. It's pretty good though. I gotta say, I'm quite impressed by this this little beef stick, especially now knowing that it's real. This is a real piece of food that will decay quickly. I'm telling you, when I seen that thing, it was starting to like liquefy. It was so decayed. Yeah, this one's not good. I know it. Something's wrong with it. Something was wrong with it last time. It's like I would venture to say that it's heat stressed, and the items that suffer the most are items like this. Really? And I don't know. The drink mix is not heat stressed. I don't know what that is, but items that I had last week seem to be heat stressed. The first strike bar that I had last time was heat stressed as well. Let's see if this one tastes weird or anything. Flavor's not bad, but it's probably 2 to 3 times harder than it should be, especially given the age of it. It's not old. 2022. And it's tough. Shouldn't be that hard. Probably so far the most impressive piece in here is that. And I like that because it's actual food. I mean, the tuna's not bad. You just gotta like tuna. I'm not a tuna guy. I never have been. I'm sure I never will be either. But if you like tuna, you're probably really going to like this. And the flavor's good. The texture's good. Adding the crackers on it, in my opinion, is a big win. I didn't need any of these on their own. Those have got a ton of flavor. They're a really easy thing to add to almost anything else that's savory. As long as you don't mind adding the spice to it, it's a nice enhancement. Actually, instead of eating that thing. If they could just put that in the sandwich, it'd be on point. And then you could just open it up like that, dump your however many crackers you can fit down in there, and go to town. Because the crackers add a really nice extra flavor and cheesiness to it. Yeah, that's how I'd eat that. If I was going to eat all this right now, I would take that out. I would take that out, and I'd swap them. And I'd do what I just said. I'd dump a bunch of them crackers down in there and eat that. Yeah, that's got, I don't remember, I think the grape one had like that dryness to it too. That's got like a dry mouthfeel and aftertaste. All right. Blueberry turnover. It's actually got real blueberries in it, looks like, which is nice. It's good. Quite a bit thicker up here on the top than it is down here on the bottom. All right. This might be the first one of these I've ever had. I can't remember if I've had these or not. I probably have, but I don't remember it though. All right, here we go. Let's give it a try. That is not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. And I am usually a blueberry, like, I'll pick anything blueberry. If you give me a choice of apple, blueberry, cinnamon, or, whatever, go down the list, strawberry, I'm probably going to pick blueberry because usually it's my favorite. I would prefer the apple over this. I don't think I have had one of these now that I've tasted this. I don't recall ever having tried this flavor. It's quite mushy, if I'm being on. Like, I don't know if it's. Maybe it was just that top part. I don't think it's necessarily the blueberry that I'm not liking. I think it's just mixed with that shelf-stable bread. The flavor that they make combined isn't really my favorite. Yeah. I would pick an apple over this any day. Surprisingly. Uh-huh. Try some coffee with it. Maybe that'll help it out. Good Lord, that's hot. Wow. I figured it'd cooled down by now. Wait, what? Really? I haven't seen them. Same crust as the pot pie, but it's an apple pie? Huh. Alright, I'm going to try dipping this thing. Coffee doesn't help it. It's not really it's not my favorite. I expected to really like this. I really thought this was going to be like one of my favorite new things as far as like the Bridgeford things go, like the turnovers and French toast and all those things. And it's not. It's not my favorite. I'm kind of shocked. I mean, it's not bad in any way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not. It didn't live up to my expectation of what I wanted it to be. And I think it's the weird flavor that that it makes combining with the shelf-stable bread itself. Huh. Overall, Nothing's bad on its own other than the drink mix. The drink mix itself is not, it's just not good. This is edible. It's just the beef stick is really hard. Flavor's not bad. This is way better than the flavor of this one. Flavor's good on this. It's 2 or 3 times harder than it should be, though. Tuna's not bad. It's actually pretty good. I like the texture. Flavor is good. Tortilla's surprisingly pretty decent. It didn't crack or anything, which I expected it to. And not really much I can say about the turnover. I can't really... Maybe adding a little more sweetness to it, maybe? No, that wouldn't really help it. I don't know how you could help that. Maybe if you toasted it in like a toaster or over top an open flame. Something went down the wrong hole. Can't remember where these American spirits are from. They might be Poland, but delicious in them, so. It smells really fresh. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed in this first strike ration. It's like, I think it could have likely seen some really high heat. And I think that's why everything seems a little bit weird, or it's started to have something go wrong with it, like the beef stick being extra hard, like the first strike ration being, or the first strike bar being extra hard. The turnover, but some things are okay. Some things the heat seemed to not have hurt so much. The McNadic unhappy meal, that's actually... Oh. I'm kind of sad to see the first strike rations go, you know. I was really sad to know that the long-range patrols are gone. Yeah, I really didn't want them to go by the wayside. I haven't had their replacement yet, so I can't really speak to whether or not... Crouch down, maybe it won't be as bad. I can't speak to whether the replacement is good or bad. I did look, and the replacement, the CCAR, is... the cases do come with 10 in there, which means you're going to get a quadruple of one menu, because they only made 3 menus, which I don't like that. They need to make, like the first strike ration, there was technically 9 different menus. There are a lot of repeats and overlaps there, though. Yeah, probably. Question was asked. Who asked that? Who asked if the MRE experience? I would say likely so, because it looks like somebody has stuck a stick up their butt and said, cut the budget, make things cheaper. I want to see things cheaper. That's what it looks like to me. Which means, with as far as the mill cold weathers go, uh, they're probably one of the higher priced items as far as like individual rations go. So we're not talking like UGRs or anything, but because of the freeze dried aspect, which I don't think they'll be able to get away from when it comes to extreme weather rations for hot and cold, you're going to want to have freeze dried food. And honestly, freeze drying has gotten somewhat more efficient and more widespread, and a lot more people and companies are doing it now. If they decide to move away from Mountain House, that will be the downfall of the mill cold weather. I would not like to see that, but I will say there are companies out there right now that are making a much better product than what Mountain House, because Mountain House also has seemed to cut their quality over the past, well, honestly, since COVID, but definitely over the last 7 years or so, 8 years. I've it's noticeable that Mountain House's quality's gone down. They don't seem to have a fire lit underneath their rear ends to want to innovate and experiment and make better products. They're just kind of set in their ways. They've always had these government contracts. They've always made this money. Like, Mountain House has been making that government contract money maybe since its inception. A long time. Sounds like one of those wacky package cards. What? Sounds like one of the wacky package cards. The McNadic, Unhappy Meal. That does sound like one of them, actually, now that I think about it. This is kind of light. Scroll up. Less food. Have you had one, Kaylin? I always brought a toaster in the field. Yeah, well, you can find a piece of metal just about anywhere you're at. If you're traveling in any type of convoy or anything like that, you can find a piece of metal to stick over a fire and toast something. Depends on how desperate you are to have better food. If you're just wanting to move and keep going, you're going to eat it like I just ate it, and everything's just going to be cold. You're not going to mix it. Well, yeah, you mix the mayonnaise in you just squirt it in the package and squeeze it up. Squeeze it on your tortillas. And then dump your baked crackers on there. Any meal I survive is a happy meal. The company Freeze Dry Wholesalers produces food for the Navy, but the public can buy bags of their food. Company Freeze Dry Wholesalers. Freeze Dry Wholesalers? I'm scrolling up trying to figure out. There's also a blueberry, not bad, but my favorite. Banquet has a little apple pie. Okay, I read that. UGR containers. I don't know. I'm not getting it. I scrolled up pretty good ways. it's not just MREs that lost quality during the COVID era. From what I can tell, and from what I've seen and researched, this was like a mega light, super light. I was having to hit it 2 or 3 times. Now it's like it's stronger than a full flavor. And this is an American Spirit. Kind of hurt my throat a little bit. Huh. Anyway, there was this girl that I was watching on TikTok who was comparing foods pre-COVID to after COVID ingredients lists directly from their own product. And one of the big ones that sticks out in my mind that I always bring up, because it's one of the most shocking ones, in my opinion, is Kraft macaroni and cheese. So now, the cheese, you know how at the very end of the ingredients list, like we just read on the on this Bulls brand right here, it gets down there and it says contains 2% or less, and then you got that list underneath of it. Now, cheese is 2% or less of Kraft macaroni and cheese. I'm not kidding. The Canadian version has not changed. It is, they call it KD, I believe, Kraft Dinner. And their ingredients did not change. But if you go through just about any food, and I mean pretty much everything, all these major, I don't know if there's a huge conspiracy against us, which is what I feel like it is. I know I'm getting into a conspiracy mindset here. It doesn't really matter what it is. It really doesn't, because it's real and it has happened and it is what we're dealing with. They manipulated their ingredients to, I assume, save money for the shareholders, and we continue to buy the crap. That's the problem. If we could get all of us on the same page, we could shut these companies down and make them fix their products very easily by just saying, we're not buying it unless you make it healthy for us to eat. Unless you make it edible. Not healthy, but make it with real food. I'm not saying everything's chemicals, and these lists, a lot of these things that are listed like chemicals are food. Citric acid, vitamin C, right? Just put vitamin C on there. Really. They break everything down into scientific or, you know, the technical terms to where most laymen that aren't into food ingredients and the aspect of what goes into their food, they look at it and they see a bunch of gobbledygook on the ingredients list and they're like, this is, I don't know what's in this. I don't know what these things are. And then you go down the list and you start looking them up. That's just like I just looked up inulin. And it's some sort of, protein additive that promotes gut health, and I don't know. It adds to your stomach flora, bacteria. So, and that's a newer thing. Like, that didn't used to be in MRE drink mixes. It just did not. I know that for a fact. I wish I had TikTok on this other phone. I would look that girl up. I haven't seen one of her videos in a long time. But she might have given up on it because she wasn't really getting the traction that she deserved. And she didn't seem like the type to stick with it if she didn't get a bunch of views, if you know what I mean. There are people like that. They're like, oh, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of whatever. No, it isn't. If you enjoy it, you have a passion for it, just do it. And if you continue to do it, you'll find your people. You know what I mean? That's the one thing about social media. If you're going to do like content type videos, if you're not just going to be a personality and like do day in the life type crap or whatever, if you're going to focus on a subject, you need to have a passion for it. If you have a passion for it, the people will follow. The people that have the same passion that you have will find you. Like, it will happen. They're moving away from wholesome meals in lieu of cheap gas station snacks for feeding soldiers in the field. Yeah, no, that's been happening. Yeah, that's been happening for a long time. It's all about ease. What's easiest to eat that provides what is minimally necessary for them to survive and get their caloric intake. That's really now seems to be what they're and cheap. It also needs to be like their overall cost effectiveness needs to be their main goal, and then it's make sure they get, well, that's also, it's equal with the cost effectiveness, is the caloric intake. It's, yeah. And what were the menu changes? 2026. K-Man's got them on MRE info. Hopefully I can pull it up. And I don't have to use a proxy server. Hey, I got it. Okay. So, major shifts in the operational rations as of 2026. The new MRE 46 menus are entering the field with significant changes based on soldier feedback. Notable menu updates include the arrival of Cuban-style beef picadillo, Thai-style red curry. That's something else that bothers me is, well, look at our country. I mean, I guess I really don't care to say that we've been infiltrated by a bunch of people that didn't go through the process to come here properly. And it has really affected a lot of states. As of right now, West Virginia, my state, is the lowest, tied with one other state, which I think was Iowa, for the lowest population of illegals, which is 2%, or non-born American natives, or whatever, however they listed it. But anyway, I like it too, man. Like, it's not that I don't like international food, but we are now catering to the international crowd. We are. Fight me on it. Tell me I'm wrong. Because I'm not wrong. That's what's happening. So, Thai-style red curry. Return of buffalo chicken. And like I said, I don't know what the new one is like. I don't know if it's actually... Now, I've had both of the old school. The old school, the original, was a bunch of shredded chicken with the buffalo sauce. Like, the chicken was literally setting in a retort pouch, marinating in this buffalo chicken, the buffalo sauce. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I really liked that one. The next version of buffalo chicken that they did, they gave you a pack of the chicken, a retort pouch of the chicken, like is in the First Strike rations, just plain chicken, and a package, just like that, of buffalo sauce. And you put the buffalo sauce in there, and you mix it up, and that's your buffalo chicken. It was nowhere near the same, it wasn't even remotely close to having the same texture and flavor and anything as the original. The original was really good. I did like the original. So hopefully they went back to the original. I'm going to say that I doubt it, because it's all about whatever's easiest and cheapest. It probably would be cheaper to put it all in one pouch instead of having another whole separate little retort pouch of buffalo sauce. So maybe that gives me a little hope that it is like that. I'd like to see it be like that. But we go down through here, they removed the beef taco. I think the beef taco is that's a good menu. I don't care. That is a good menu. And then, so let's see. They removed the beef taco, they removed the pork sausage patty, and they removed the jalapeno pepper jack beef patty. They removed a breakfast, and as far as I can tell, they didn't replace it. Cuban style beef picadillo, red Thai style red curry, and buffalo chicken. So now, I don't think we have. What breakfast would there be? I can't think of any. Anyways, that sucks. And I'm not a huge fan of the maple flavored. I think they should go away from the maple. They should just pork patty. No maple flavor. Because usually in that you get like the little pancake. What's it called? Usually get that and a package of syrup. So why does the pork patty need to be maple flavored also? It doesn't. That way, if you don't want all that maple flavoring, you can just have the pork patty. You see what I'm saying? Maple muffin top. Yes, I could not remember that for some reason. But yeah, why not just make it a nice sausage patty? And then if you want it to be maple flavored, you can put the syrup and use your maple muffin top, and then you can have, it'll be maple flavored. I think they should just do a pork sausage patty. Let's see, what else? They also modernized the accessory pack, anticipating the newer soldiers consume less coffee. Save more money, no coffee. MRE 46 introduces caffeinated chews, gels, and gums alongside new snacks like s'mores recovery bar and freeze-dried chocolate peanut butter bites. Additionally, the close combat assault ration officially replaced the full strike. It's 17% lighter and 39% smaller. But yeah, it's not just the MRE food, it's all of our food. It's all of our food has been affected. And COVID brought on a lot of what I would consider to be negative things for us and positive things for corporations. They're making their foods, all the foods, cheaper, using cheaper ingredients and chemicals. They are not putting people in office space as much like that. Most people were working from home. They figured out they could do that and save money on renting out office space or owning office space. So they have eliminated tons of that. When I was in New York in 2022, it was unbelievable how much office space in high rises was empty. It was interesting looking, to say the least. And they've stuck with that. They haven't changed it. They didn't send people back to work. They kept whoever they needed working from home and got rid of a lot of people. And now we have this machinery with AI running it that is taking over tons and tons of other jobs. Tons of other jobs. What did Dan say? Anticipating the younger soldiers drink less coffee. Stamp contains coffee on the pack and see which ones get traded and left the most. Oh yeah, that's that. I guarantee the ones that have coffee in them will get used and taken the most. I'd be willing to bet. Yeah, this younger generation may not seem like they're as into coffee. I don't know, but aren't most of those kids like all about Starbucks and crap? Like, why wouldn't they want coffee? That right there, not being a part of rations, is heartbreaking. Yeah, I don't agree with a lot of the things that they're doing, but you know, they put a lot of time, effort, and research into anytime they make changes. So I'm sure that there are reasons. Riplet, rippled. What's that? What's rippled? Ripple. I can't figure out what that might be. Yeah, we can argue about what's good or bad coffee, but at the end of the day, there's got to be coffee. That's agreed. And to be quite honest, like, I don't think that the ration coffee is bad. I've never thought. Well, I mean, there's not the best, but not bad. The Bill's Brew is it's pretty decent for your stronger coffee drinkers. Like if you like stronger coffee, it's a stronger coffee. It's smooth though. Not a whole lot of tannins going on there. Maybe a little bit, but not a bad coffee. Yeah, I can't stand energy drinks. Oh, I think I've seen it before. Like, yeah, okay. So that would have been what? Oh, what years would that have been? 93, 92. Stick to coffee and tea. Yeah, maybe we're old school. Energy drinks are poison, and I think it's on purpose. Again, I think a lot of these products that they are selling and making and targeting, especially the younger crowd with, are trash and poison on purpose. Oh, the second Gulf War. What would we consider this one that we're in now? The third? Yeah, we're in a bad situation. The stock market Thursday and Friday took a hit. Pretty bad. Good old fashioned homemade coffee, 7-Eleven or 7-Eleven coffee or the restaurant kind. I seen something the other day at Goodwill. They had a industrial or restaurant style, whatever. We had one on our when I worked on boats out here, line boats. We had one on our boat that had been on there since probably the 50s. I'm not kidding. This thing was ancient. And that coffee pot or that coffee maker made the best coffee that I've ever had. And I don't know why. One guy we had on there had his own coffee pot that he refused to wash. Said that it made his coffee taste better. I never drank any of his coffee. I used a clean coffee pot. But that coffee pot, coffee maker, is a bun, industrial bun, made the absolute. It didn't matter if you put Maxwell House in it or Folgers or it didn't matter. The coffee that came out of it was the best coffee that I've ever had in my life. And I wonder if that coffee pot or that coffee maker, I'll bet you it's still on that boat and still running. I haven't seen that boat in a long time. The boat that I lived on for a long time was called the Charleston. You can look it up. They call it a turtleback. It was built in like 1938 or 33, somewhere along in there. Maybe it was born or built in 42. Well, it had to be pre-war because they wouldn't have been building river vessels during the war. That boat was was cool. I mean, it was everything. Everything on it was made and like it was produced before World War II. It was pretty cool to live on that boat, and I lived on that boat for a couple of years. Um, it was the quietest boat that I've ever been on. I mean, it didn't matter what we were doing in my bedroom, you couldn't hear anything at all. And that thing had like, I think it had 13 bedrooms on it at one point, and that at some time they combined bedrooms because we don't run that many people. But they cut walls out, and everybody still had their own bedroom on there. I rode boats where we didn't have our own bedroom. We had to bunk with people, and that always sucked. Working 6 hours on, 6 hours off, 6 hours on, 6 hours off. The 6 hours that you're off, that's what that room belongs to you, to sleep or whatever. But you got to do laundry, you got to change your bedclothes, you got to cook, you got to shower. Like you're lucky to get, if you get 4 hours, you're doing good. 4 hours of sleep, because then you got to wind down by the time you lay down. Doesn't matter how exhausted you are. I don't know. It's weird working on a towboat, and they don't pay you overtime out there, which is another thing that's really wrong. It's just wrong. You work 12 hours a day. You work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, and you don't get paid no overtime. Huh. There's a cat at the window. Minnie's the only one that ever done that. She would come right here and scratch at the screen. I hear you. I don't know which one you are. Come on. Huh. I did not expect it to be you, buddy. Not expect it to be him. Huh. This is the black cat that I had a little bit ago. That's weird. That he done exactly what Minnie done, except he didn't scratch at the screen. Bun commercial coffee makers were tops back in the 80s and 90s. We loved using them at the youth camps. I still think they're the best. Honestly, those single cup coffee makers and stuff, I don't think they can make a cup of coffee as good as an industrial bun. I don't think they can. Had a single burner bun for about 20 years before it crapped out. What, buddy? What? Yeah. You wanting some attention, are you? You guys wanting some wet food? That's what it is. They're wanting a can of food. All right. Well, I'm going to keep my portion down because I don't want to get to feeling bad. There's a tug called the Charleston, currently moored in Norfolk. Really? Technically, when we're in a tugboat, we're a pusher, like a, I don't know, I guess maybe it would be called. Here, I'll look it up and see. It's MV Charleston. It's for Amherst or Madison Coal. Amherst. Madison Coal. Okay. Our boat was, what was it, 100? It's probably 150, 170 foot long. It's a big boat for a canal river boat. Oh yeah, this is it right here. Okay, here. All right. There it is. That's the boat that I rode for years. That's the quietest, best riding boat that you could ask for. And I mean quiet. See that humpback on it right there? That's why they call it a turtleback. It's a good looking boat. It's a good looking boat. I don't know if they still got it or not. Let's see. Amherst bought it in 1965. It was built in 1947. I was wrong. I thought it was pre-war. By the Hillman Barge of Brownsville, Pennsylvania, as the onward for the O.F. Shearer and Sons Company of Cincinnati, Ohio. Let's see. Amherst bought it in 1965. Or no, the Ohio River Company of Cincinnati, Ohio, where she was renamed as the Robert W. Leah. That was in 1965. And then in 1965, the tug was acquired by the Riverways Corporation of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where she was renamed as the flagship. 1970, she was acquired by South Point Barge Company of South Point, Ohio, where she was renamed the Mike J. It changed hands again a year later when Madison Cole bought it, and she was renamed to Charleston. In 2010, Madison Cole Company and Supply became Amherst Madison Incorporated of Charleston, where the tug retained her name. Repowered in 1997, she's driven by two Caterpillar 3512 diesel engines with Caterpillar reduction gears at a ratio of 4.22 to 1. Twin screw push boat rated at 2,400 horsepower. Well, you know what? This is wrong because they repowered that boat whenever right after I stopped working on it. They put it up on dry dock and pulled both engines out. So I don't know how old this write-up is, but then that would have been in like 2010, 11. Yeah, probably 10. Huh. This boat changed hands twice in the same 1965. Ohio River Company bought it. 1965, another company, the Riverways Corporation of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, bought it. They had it for 5 years until 1970, where the South Point Barge Company bought it. They only had it for a year to 1971 when Madison Cole bought it, and they've had it since 1971. They've had that boat in their possession since 1971, which is how many years? 30, 50, 57, 56 years? 55 years? 55-ish years. That's crazy. One company's had it that long. The first company had it from 47 to 65. So 57. Almost 20 years they had it. 18. Watch these live streams and listen to the enlightened ones griping about their advancements. I know. Wouldn't it be nice if they... I thought about this the other day, and I was kind of thinking to myself, like, maybe I should call just to approach... I know a couple guys that work at Natick. Maybe I could subtly suggest that we even gather. I think we would all do it for free, most of us that have and do and have eaten rations for years. if we gathered together a control group or I don't know, a brainstorming group, I think we could come up with some pretty good ideas. Their problem would be is whatever we come up with, would it be cost effective on a mass scale? Which I think most of us that do this and have done this for years would probably be taking that into our consideration of any suggestions that we may have anyways. I know I would. Anything that I would think of to suggest, I would be thinking of cost effectiveness and mass production. And also caloric count and everything else, nutritional values. So I don't see why we couldn't do something like that. I mean, it's quite likely that some of us that do this and have done this for years, we have eaten more rations than most people would ever. You know what I mean? Like in the thousands of rations that we went through. And even if you spend a lot of time in the military, usually you don't eat a bunch of MREs. It's just not a thing that you do. You'll eat some, yes, but you'll avoid them at all cost, right? Like that's kind of the thing. If you're in the military, you try to avoid the MREs at all cost. You want home cooked food. You want real food if you can get it. So if you can get it, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna get it. But yeah, those Godfrey, yeah, they don't hold up. M&Ms are 10 times better. Like, they just are. And M&Ms were built for exactly that. They were tempered for that exact condition, to melt in your mouth, not in your hand, to not melt in the package. Even if as long as the shell isn't compromised and you set them in 160 degree heat, as long as they don't get broken, whenever they go back into the cold, or not cold, but low enough temperature for the chocolate to reset, which would be anything below 97.8 or 98.7, whatever. Anything below that, their chocolate should set back up and retemper. But M&Ms were built for that. Skittles are not. Skittles are, but I will say that the kids that get them, and they are kids, let's be honest. If you're 18 to 20, you're a kid. The kids, they like getting the Skittles in there. I've watched and seen them opening rations up. I've seen some videos on YouTube and stuff, and if they get the Skittles, they seem excited. I don't know if they're actually as excited as they say they are, because they're filming themselves, or they know that they're being filmed, and they're like, oh, wow, Skittles, yay! I think that's more like along the lines of what it is. I don't think they're actually like, oh, great, because I think most likely they have access to most of that anyways. I think they keep the stores pretty well stocked up with crap like that. If they want it, they can go buy it. So, I mean, if the military can make $1 off anybody, they're going to. They put a commissary in there or whatever. They put stores up where you can go in there and buy Skittles and M&Ms and Snickers and energy drinks. They're going to make that money off of them. They just are. I just hope the American dollar survives this incursion that we're in. Huh. I forgot to stir this coffee. And this last couple drinks here I'm getting there, it's sweet. All right, folks. I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm going to feed some tuna to some cats, see if they like this sweet and spicy tuna. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Siddles either. Siddles. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to the M&Ms, I prefer some warm M&Ms, like stick them in my pocket and let them get warm. Am I the only one? I doubt it. I don't know. It creates a whole different experience. Makes them way quicker and easier to eat if you let them get warm like that. But I don't know. I just like the flavor of them better. Oh, dang it. I wish I could show you guys this video. I don't go out and buy candy bars and stuff anymore. And I haven't for quite some time. But I came across a video on TikTok the other day of this girl. She had a Hershey bar out of the package, and she was going like this with it. She's like, what is this? She folded it in half like that, and then she started doing this and unfolded it. She's like, what is this? And of course on the package it does not say chocolate. It says chocolate flavored candy or something like that. It doesn't say chocolate or chocolate bar anymore. Because even by America's extremely low standards to be a chocolate bar, to put chocolate on the label, they are not even reaching that standard. Hershey changed its formula. Did you guys know this? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Reese cups. Nobody likes them anymore. They ruined them. The coating on the outside is made out of Reese's or Hershey's chocolate. Chocolate, yeah, chalk-like, more like it. It's not even chalk-like. It's like Play-Doh. It's so wrong, and it's so awful. Boycott Hershey's. Boycott them. Make them go back, not to just this previous formula. Make them go back to the original formula. These companies are making multi-billions of dollars off of you, off of your hard-earned money, because you buy their product. And now, if you go out and buy their product, I'm going to venture to bet you will not eat it. And this generation that's just being born will never know what a real Hershey bar is supposed to taste like. They're not going to know. Hershey's has always had a unique flavor. I will give them that. It has always tasted different from any other chocolate that I've ever tasted. I don't know what they do that's so different, but it was unique to them. And it tasted, when you tasted it, you knew immediately that's Hershey's chocolate. It no longer looks or tastes like chocolate. And I can tell that just, I haven't bought one, and I will not. I will not buy one just even for the experimental factor of it. I won't do it. I will not support them. If I see them in a secondary store on closeout, on clearance, where I know Hershey's not getting the money from that anymore, I might buy it just for the experimental factor of it to see. Because, which that chocolate that she had gotten warm, but she literally folded it over and unfolded it. And it was like rubber. It was like Play-Doh. And she kind of like wadded it up. It was gross. I wish I could show you guys the TikTok video. The Kit Kat theft in Europe? Whole truck full of them they made off with? They stole a whole truck full of Kit Kats, huh? Well, the thing is like, if you go to any other... Look, we're supposed to be the best country in the world. We have the worst food that you could possibly ask for. Our standards... These companies pay the FDA. The FDA, they pay the FDA so that they can do whatever they want. That's exactly what's been going on for decades, if not since its inception. If they want to get away with something, they throw them some money, and boom, they can do whatever they want. Don't even get me started on what, like, the tests have been coming back with the McDonald's meat and stuff. I mean, they allow so much human in it already anyway, but it's in there. And we were told this. I don't know if you guys ever listened to that Art Bell guy on the radio years ago. There was a Jewish rabbi that called in decades ago now. probably been 20 years ago. I would say. Maybe not quite. Maybe it was 15 years ago. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But it seems like it's been that long. Anyway, he called in and flat out told everything he knew. And it sounded like he was speaking from experience. At the time, look, there was no way to know or verify or whatever. But what he said back then has been verified to be true. And if you think about it, this is something I've been thinking about lately too. The math just doesn't math in my head. I'm not going to say it is one way or the other. But if you think about how many... Hang on. Let me just Google what the answer to what I'm about to say is. How many... So according to this, every day, McDonald's sells between 6.4 to 6.5 million hamburgers. That's just McDonald's. That's not any other fast. That's not Five Guys. That's not Burger King. That's not your family restaurant. That's not adding all those. Okay? According to this, which I think these numbers are low, I think it's much higher than this. This is just in America. This is just the United States. This is not counting any other place. Only the United States. According to this, 50 billion hamburgers are sold every year. That's not including home cooked. That's not including hamburger at the store. That's not including the steaks. That's not... Where in the F is all this beef coming from? Tell me. I'll wait. Yes, there's a lot of cows that are bred and killed daily for our consumption, for us to eat. Okay? It's quite a barbaric practice. And we've become so separated from the process of processing our food and our meat. We're disconnected to the point to where it doesn't faze us. We don't even think about it. Where'd our food come from? What's in that? What's in that hamburger? We need to start asking these questions. We need to start getting these answers and thinking about the animal life itself. I'm no tree-hugging hippie. Like I never have been and I never will be. But I do think differently now than I used to. And I think that it should at least matter. We should at least think about it and decide whether what we're doing and the way we're doing it is acceptable. Because I don't think it is. Could you imagine your soul popping up in a cow, like where our souls float around to different things that are alive in the universe, in the world, and you just pop into a baby cow, and then you become veal before you ever even got to stand up and run around? I don't know. I don't think the numbers make sense, though. Because, like I said, this just says, this is the answer that Google's going to give you, and I think it's probably very light. It says 50 billion a year. And again, that's not taking into account, that's not the steaks that are sold, which obviously each cow is going to make X X amount of pounds of burger, however many burgers per cow. But we are talking about numbers that don't make sense, really. They just don't. And especially since the government has been squashing farms the way they have been for the past 2 decades. I mean, holy cow. Bill Gates just bought up like some of the last farmland in one of the states to what? Build a data center. Guess what? They're building a data center right up the road from where I live now, in West Virginia, in Mason County, in my county. I will be fighting that. As long as I'm going to live here, if I'm going to stay here, I'm going to fight that. And I'm going to run for political office soon. I can't just stand by and let this crap happen anymore. I want to start my own political party. I know that's wishful thinking. But I think that the regular American People Party could be the party that we need. The Rat Party. Or the regular American... Yeah, the regular American People Party. RAPP. The Rat Party. No, that would be double party. So the RAP... Yeah. You just don't say the word party. Anyway. Well, I've always been pretty much in the middle until all this stuff started happening. And it's like, that doesn't work anymore. Yeah, okay, Australia, yeah, you guys export some beef, but dude, I don't know. I can't make the numbers make sense in my head based on what we can see, the amount of beef. Because I'm just talking about ham. I just looked up hamburgers. I didn't look up all the other stuff that we eat that is beef. I didn't look up the steaks. I didn't look up anything like the processed meat stuff like that right there, that beef stick. I didn't look up stuff like all that stuff. You got to think about all that stuff that incorporates beef into it. That's just America. We're not talking about I'm not even touching the numbers for any other country or anywhere else in the world. Just talking about here. The numbers have to be crazy. Another one in Alabama. They're popping up everywhere. I tell you what, I went to buy some cabinets for the building up here. I think I might have told you guys about this. And the directions that I had, I'd never been to this area that it was taking me to, above Columbus. And it was kind of rural, taking me out in the country, and what was farmland, period. And there was some nice housing, like not subdivisions, but no HOAs or anything like that, but just nice groupings of homes, nice little towns, streets of $1 million, $2 million, $3 million homes. When I was driving up through there, I ended up driving through where they're building. There's already one done, and they're building 2 other data centers there, and I have never seen construction like this. They got to be, they're miles long. And they're mile and a half, 2 miles wide. Unreal looking. They're so freaking huge. The only thing I can think that would probably come close size-wise is like the Tesla plant or like SpaceX, like those huge buildings. I've worked in huge warehouses. I've worked in very, very large warehouses. Like the Amazon, the Walmart distribution centers. I've worked in these places. They got nothing on these. These data centers are disgustingly huge. And the only thing that's going to be in them is hard drives, computers, that all have to be water cooled. It's complete and total madness. What are we doing? Why do we put all of our faith and stock into something artificial, like artificial intelligence? And we're already running into a problem with artificial intelligence, being that it's getting stuck in an artificial intelligence slop loop where over half of the internet, meaning Google, because that's what they mainly use, but half of what's out there online now on the internet, half has been infected with AI slop bullcrap. AI can't learn anything real unless we teach it to it. Because if it learns from itself, it lies. It lies constantly. Or it just makes things up, which is lying. It's not telling the truth because it is programmed to give an answer. And typically to give you the answer that you want to hear. All the AI is formed to what like you want to hear. It's getting really stupid really quick. And if you can't see that, and it's also at the same time rewriting history, which we were doing that, and that's why it's doing it, is because humans have been rewriting history on the internet and erasing things that they don't like, which didn't used to be a thing. If you remember, pre-2016, 2017, if you put something on the internet that you didn't want to have out there, it didn't matter. It was out there forever. That's just how it was. You knew you had to take responsibility, and you had to be careful about what you put out there on the internet because it was going to live out there on the internet forever. Now, believe me when I tell you, they can make things disappear quite easily, and they do it all the time. Go to try to find stuff, and it's gone. You can't find it. Been that way for years. But AI learned all that. It's learning all that crap from us, from humans. Bad habits, bad information, bad everything. Yeah, cattle are expensive to raise to market. You're correct. Yeah, back on the cattle talk for a minute. They're expensive to raise. It takes a lot of land. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of hard work, to get cattle raised to the point to slaughter them. And again, I don't think we think about that aspect of it often enough. Like what happens to our food before it gets to our plate. A lot of people have never killed an animal. They've never killed and processed an animal. I have. A lot of, well, I mean, it should be tradition for most men to at least learn how to kill and process an animal. I think that's a skill that if ever needed and you didn't have it, you'd be in trouble, I mean, you'd have to self-teach yourself, and you'd probably mess up quite a few animals before you'd get it right. Hard knot, got to dip out. Good night. I'm getting ready to hop off here too. I'm just on a rant. AI, the world's falling apart. We all need to start thinking more positively, and we also need to get away from electing all of these career politicians. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't like us. We have nothing in common. They do not think like we think. They do not eat like we eat. They don't breathe like we breathe. They're a whole different animal. They just are. Go out and actually meet some of these people and spend some time with them. You won't want to be around them because they're not understanding of regular American people's issues. They can stand up there and chirp and talk from their little platforms like they are and like they do, but 95 to 99% of them, that's all they know how to do is parrot something that they were told to say, or they don't get it. They don't get it. They forget where they come from, most of them, if they did start out at regular, as somewhat regular Americans. Yeah, they mispronounce words a lot. I know. And that's like them making all these commercials now. you'll notice them mispronouncing words in these commercials. They'll use a celebrity, or they won't. It'll just be just a random AI generated person that they're using to promote. And a lot of times the sound doesn't match up to the lips, or the lips don't match up to what's being said at all. And they'll mispronounce things horribly, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because if the AI is any count whatsoever, it has collected enough data to know how to pronounce, and usually it's simple words, like you said, like the bow of a ship. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. It's happening way faster than what I thought. And I know what I'm going to do as far as trying to hedge my bets on a future of some kind, is I'm going to try to invest some money in the stupid crap, even though I don't like it. If you don't play the game, you get left behind. Right now, if you got 10 extra bucks, I would get on Acorns and invest in some up-and-coming AI company. I picked one about a year and a half ago. I wish I was this hypothetical stock app that I've got on here. Oh crap! I haven't clicked into it so long. It's got to re-download it. But I picked it, and had I actually invested in it, it is up. I think the last time it was over 1,000. It might have been 4,000%. All I did was like half hour worth of research. I went through and I was like, what companies are kind of up and coming? And I started looking through them, and I was like, yeah, this one. Which I wasn't using real money. I wasn't using my own money. So I just used this app, and I went into it, and I picked this company. Let's see. Which one was it? Maybe this one? Nope. Wow. Red. Maybe this one? Yep. Clean Spark is what I picked. And since I bought it, it is up 253.47%. That was back, when did I buy it? Can I see? Hang on. I can't tell when I bought it. Guess it doesn't tell me. Wait, here we go. View history. It doesn't tell me what year. It's been probably a couple years, I would say. But had I bought that, I would be up 253.47%. It was up way more than that. Everything's coming down. Right now, in the past month, it is down 17.91%. In the last 6 months, it's down 41.76%. So it has lost half its value in the last 6 months. It's lost, well, not half, but over 40% in the last 6 months. You can't hardly see it because of the reflection. But anyways, I do foresee that one going back up, though. I mean, I would have to say. But at its peak, holy cow. I was right. It was up over 1,000%. At its peak, it was at $23.20 a share. And I bought it for $2.45, almost 1,000%. That'd have been the time to cash out. PayPal's back to 43. Hey, Greg. I'm glad to see you in here, dude. If only I've been saying it. I've been saying it. You know I've been saying it. I knew this was coming. And it's going to get worse. I think we could probably agree it's going to get worse before it gets better. I think we got another 15 to 20% to drop over the next, depending on what happens, depending on what Trump does with what's going on right now. If things continue like the way I think that they're going to play out, I think we got another at least 20% that we're going to drop across the board, more or less, like average across the board. And if it goes longer and is worse than what I think we could see up to a 30 to 35% drop. Over from the beginning of the year, 50%. $37, $36 was in the 40s. You mean the airline Southwest? Yeah, I do need to get with you, Greg, because, well, I'll show you the paperwork that I got. I'll send you screenshots of the paperwork that I got, or might be in emails. Either way, this strategy that, well, that's what I'm saying. It's a UBS, which is Universal Swiss Bank or whatever, or Universal Bank of Switzerland. I got a buddy who works there that is trying to talk me into doing some stuff that I'm not so comfortable with right now because of the way things are. I think I'm better off temporarily waiting. And the problem with dealing with places like that is, like, for instance, say something was to happen this weekend and things resolve, which we know that's not going to happen. Let's just say that they did, though. I'm speaking in hypotheticals here. Say there was a resolution come up this weekend, and I call him and I say, look, Monday morning, I want you to go all in on this. I want you to go all in on this portfolio, this stretch of, spread it out equally throughout this diverse investment strategy that you've got already laid out, that they have. I want you to just go all in on that, because I know if it's resolved this weekend, it's going to jump. The problem with a company like that is they have to go through and approve it through their board, and it takes anywhere from 24 to 48 hours, and I'm not okay with that. Like, that's, by that time, the gains that you could have had, you watch them go by. You watch them, and you watch all the gains, and by the time you can get in, it's leveled back out. No, that's not what I want to do. So, yeah. That's one thing I learned, actually, over this Friday, I think. But I have other things that I'm looking at, asset-wise, that are, in my opinion, much more interesting, because even if the economy does take a huge hit, these businesses that I'm looking at, obviously their profits might go down some when the market takes a hit, because people are going to be spending less money. But it'll still be making real money, and it'll come back up. And then if I had to, I could sell the business itself and recoup most or all of the money that I spent on buying it. So there's 3 different things that have come up literally since Friday. Everything, it's weird how this happens. But I've had, well, it all happened in one day, actually. It all happened, or it was actually Thursday. It was Thursday. But in one day, I was hit with 3 different businesses that I could acquire. And there's quite a large range from the most expensive to the cheapest. but they all seem pretty good. I can buy multiple of the small business, and I can only buy 2 of the big business. But the big business generates a lot more capital. So, ups and downs. Although, I don't know. Tax write-offs are better on the small businesses, actually, I think. The way it seems like they are. And a lot less risk as well. Which, that's also a bonus in my mind, especially with the way everything is right now. I'm just worried about the American dollar making it through this. And continuing being the world's reserve currency based on the petrodollar. If we lose, that's over. I'm pretty confident that will be the outcome. If we somehow get out of it without declaring some big loss, and other countries tuck their tails and run for the hills and start joining BRICS and whatever they end up doing, which I think BRICS was established for exactly what's going on right now. Well, yeah, no, we'll have the dollar no matter what here. I'm not saying it'll go away completely, but the value of the dollar has already lost 95%. And that's not an exaggeration. That's provable. It has lost 95% of what its value is since we went off the gold standard, or since 1913 when the Federal Reserve came in. That's been their whole goal from the get-go. I don't care what anybody says. That's been their whole goal from the get-go, was to diminish the American dollar. And they've been very successful. 95% successful up to date. And this might be the nail in the coffin. It might be we get into the hyperinflationary currency situation like Germany had, where it's no better than a toilet paper. You say no way, I don't know, man. Living here, it seems different. It seems possible. Just because of everything that we've seen up to this point and we've lived through. Which, don't get me wrong, you're facing completely different situations and battles than what we are over here. No way. I'm telling you, look it up, dude. It's lost 95% of its value. It has. I mean, I trust what you're saying. I hope you're correct and it doesn't go anywhere. But again, it's all based on what happens. There's so much conflicting information right now because of AI and because of mainstream media outlets not telling the truth. We don't know what's actually happening. I don't know, man. I think that's what they want. See, that's the thing. See, it doesn't matter what me and you think. It doesn't matter. That's just like this war that's being fought right now. It doesn't matter what we believe or what we think. The people that are doing it and the people that are involved in it believe fully in the fact that it's a holy war. That's what they believe. So it doesn't matter what we believe or what we think, because that's what it is. Because they believe that's what it is. They've been buying cattle from Texas, trying to breed the red heifer, and you know all this. You know all this, Greg. You know it all. I'm sure, because you stay up on things like I do. What will be the outcome of that? I don't know. So, again, we neither one of us know what the outcome will be, and I hope that that's not the case. But you also have to hedge for that being a possibility. I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope the American dollar doesn't go by the wayside and become just an American thing only. But I do think that that's what they want. And it's not just what's going on right now. It's also, look at what BRICS was for, like all those countries that pulled out of using the petrodollar. Just that in itself. And that's happened pretty recently. BRICS was formed, what, 2021? 2020? Somewhere along in there. It might have been, yeah, that's probably about right. It might have been 19, actually, 2019. It doesn't matter. But that was the whole point, that they didn't want to deal with the petrodollar anymore. And a lot of countries jumped in there, and then I have paid attention to that, and there was countries that kind of hedged their bets, and then they was like, you know what, we think we want to get out of this right now and kind of level things back out. They're kind of playing both sides of the fence, and they're kind of 50-50 in it. So they're okay either way. Well, not really okay. They lose half if something were to go belly up with one or the other. Somewhat. I don't know. It's weird. I guess they wouldn't lose at all, but there'd definitely be a loss. It's interesting what's going on right now. It's not like anything we've ever seen before. So predicting what's going to happen out of it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can base on history, because history repeats itself over and over and over and over again. There are a lot of things that don't seem to have a historic point to base off of with this. I mean, they do, but they don't. Okay. You'd have to convince me of that, because we get a lot of propaganda here, dude. Like, we get hit with a lot of propaganda from every side of the aisle, and it's confusing at times. You know what I'm saying? Because of what I see. Because most Americans that care about this at all are trying to figure out what to do. And you look into these things, and this is the type of information that we have available. So yeah, I mean, and I know that. See, it's like, it's not that I don't know that that's what all this is. It's just you have to try to balance it in your brain. What's true, what's not, what's worthwhile information, what's worthless information, and try to balance everything out to the point to where you can somewhat make a move with the information that you have available. So come up with some sort of strategy with the limited real information that you have available. And like I said, like, dude, you wouldn't believe. Okay, so I'll give you a for instance. And I got curious last night, and something piqued my curiosity. I saw something that piqued my curiosity, and it was about Tel Aviv. And there was all these videos about Tel Aviv is destroyed, and which I think they took out the Iron Dome and all this. And I was like, okay, and I go through these videos, and there's all these videos of it being blown up. And then I watch a video of a guy. It was on the 26th. He was at the beach in the daytime, and he was walking around with his camera, and he's like showing, you know, he walked down through the beach, and he showed once. I guess it's like pretty stark difference from one side to the other, because it's like city and then not city, kind of like how Egypt is, like where the pyramids are, where Giza's at. Where like you look over here and it's like city, and most people don't realize that. And then over here it's like nothing, and the pyramids and the ancient stuff. Like, so most people don't even never thought about it, never realized that there's a huge city over here, and then we always get the view of the pyramids and there being nothing back there. Well, it ain't talk. It's yeah, you seen the videos? T-Rex of Tel Aviv. I didn't see that. What have you seen? Is it good? I was going to ask you this, like, outside of this. I thought about getting a hold of you and asking you, has it been obliterated? Oh, yeah, the old videos. That's so stupid. Yeah, no, that's what I'm asking you. Is Tel Aviv good? It's not good. It's all fine. Okay. See, that's, I'm telling, I wish I could pull the video. You've seen them, I assume. You was there yesterday. Okay, good. See, now that's the crap that we're being fed over here. Like, most of what you'll see, if you look it up or you look for it, is likely, must be, all AI slop. Just trash. Based on what you just said, it's fine. But those videos are quite convincing, I must say. What I saw last night, I was trying to pick them apart for AI to see if there was anything that triggered me thinking, oh, yep, that's definitely AI. And I didn't see any, like, red flags that I was like, oh, that's definitely AI. I didn't see any of that. So, well, I've also seen some of the AI stuff that's funny, that is just clearly AI slop. I mean, just and then they had Iran put out that propaganda AI video of, it's like an intercontinental ballistic missile that was passing over different countries. I'm sure you guys seen that video, and then it blows up the Statue of Liberty with the head of ball on it. That made all kinds of national news, which that video was just, I don't know why they went so sloppy with that video. They could have made that video way better based on the other stuff that I've seen, but it seems like they made it easily discernible or to look like trash on purpose. Everything is done with intent at this point. There's not anything that's being done without thought put behind it. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you come to making a video like that, they could have made a video like that was high quality. It was even blurry and, like, I don't know. It was low quality, blurry, weird, and I didn't see a clear. There wasn't, as far as I can tell, a clear version of it. So everybody must have got it from the same source, but apparently it came directly from them. Which obviously, again, and maybe that was the point, to make it obvious that it's just some stupid AI. But I mean, that was very, very obvious anyway, no matter what. And I mean, I get the messaging behind it too. Don't get me wrong. The elite class in America need to be dealt with. Like, for real. Like, there's a lot of them, not all of them. The rule is some, not all, usually. Usually. Sometimes it's all. Just depends on what it is. But they have deviant problems. They have problems that they've gotten away with for a long time. Maybe forever. Really, if we're being honest, they've all gotten away with it forever, and they expect that it'll always be that way. Yeah, I know that. I was just talking about that earlier. You wasn't in here, but I was talking about I got to get to the point where I can get other cameras set up, because I don't even like this camera angle. Like, I would much rather have a downward angle than having this. I don't know. I'm at an angle upward, and I would rather it be, I don't know, about right here probably, at like a 45-degree angle down. Yeah, Well, I mean, they can ask in the chat for sure, and you can answer, and I can read it. Dubai's talking lot. It is Dubai's taking lots of damage? Huh. I didn't expect that. Okay. We got hit several times, but all in all, about nothing relative to war and being bombarded every day. Okay. But you say Dubai. I can't believe Dubai's taking a lot of damage. Gonna start working off the laptop. Yep, I addressed that already. Yeah. See, I got to finish my studio up. I'm gonna take my son's not laptop, but his desktop, and I'm gonna set up different cameras. And I'll probably have to use something like Streamlabs or Kalen, I believe. Someone suggested StreamYard, and I will look into both and see. It'll be a learning curve, but like I was saying earlier, I want to be able to share my screen and share videos and be able to put. I'll probably start another channel for stuff that I'm talking about at the very end of my streams and stuff now, because yeah, I used OBS years and years and years ago, and I'm talking like 9 years ago, probably 8-9 years ago, and it was really buggy, and it gave me a hard time. I assume that it's way better now. And back then, I think it was more focused towards the Twitch platform, so it worked better with Twitch than it did with YouTube. And I was trying to use all that stuff on YouTube, and it just didn't pan out very well, and I gave up on it. As a matter of fact, when I had Streamlabs set up and OBS, I probably left about $300 to $500 in my account over there, if I was to guess, because I could never get it out of there. Well, we don't have it yet. If you're talking about here, we don't have it. It's just been proposed to build it. Yeah, Dubai's not military oriented, no doubt. Yeah, they're you see all their like local police and stuff, which I don't know what military they even have, if they have one. But you see like their cops dress like they're in the military, from what I've seen. But they're driving around in like Urises and freaking Bugattis, and why? It's so that's pretty stupid. Yeah, well, yeah, we're supposed to be building one here. Apparently, it was proposed. It's not. Nothing's happened. Yeah, they're focused on money. Dubai. At least it seems that way. It kind of doesn't make sense that they didn't at least have a little bit of thought into defense, being as of where they're located. Am I wrong in thinking that they should have? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it seems like where just by location alone, they should have had some defenses. Well, see, now that's an ignorant man's game. That putting trust into someone that cannot be trusted. That's what you get. That's what you get. You cannot trust you. I don't care, unless you grew up with them and know them intimately, and that doesn't apply to countries. You cannot put your trust in another country to not do something, because when you least expect it, likely that's when it's going to happen. And that's the way the world works, and has worked since recorded time. Like, how many times have countries throughout history been stabbed in the back by an ally that they thought was an ally? It was actually their biggest enemy. You keep your enemies close, and you keep your whatever, whatever that saying is. You keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt, dude. Yeah, they've got a track record. Well, there's no doubt about that. For centuries. See, I hadn't really dove into this subject because I didn't want to. I didn't want this to be a topic of my thought, and I didn't want to be informed about it because I don't know why, really, but I always chose to not, to just stay out of it, more or less, until this happened. And now I've tried to research myself the best that I can so far. And using direct sources like yourself is one way of doing better than most do with this. They just pick a side based on whatever, who knows, gazillion different reasons that they pick a side, and they just go with it. You wouldn't believe the type of stuff that people in America say. Well, I'm sure it's all over the world, but especially here. There's a lot of ignorance, and I don't claim to know enough to give an informed opinion really about anything when it comes to this. It's not my area of expertise. I'm not researched enough, and before, up until recently, I didn't really know anything. I have dove into trying to learn, basically because I need to. Yeah, they work off of gut feelings. Dude, no, they don't. No, they don't. They work off the dumbest things that you could imagine. They could have. It could be something so stupid as a product that they don't like being made somewhere. Like stuff like that is what they base their allegiance on. It's wild, and it's way more people than what you would think that do things like that. It's as easy as watching YouTube videos of man on the street interviews with people. That's going to go down in history as one of the dumbest things to happen in New York City. New York City's done some dumb things, let's be honest. I mean, look at the people that they've had running New York City. And, dude, they turned on Giuliani. Giuliani had that city cleaned up, straightened up, and I am not a Giuliani fan because he done some things during 9/11 that most people don't even know about in today's world. But that's what made me not like him. Now, I don't like what he done. I don't like what I think conspiracy-wise that he's been involved with over the years when it comes to what happened on 9/11. But Giuliani did clean up New York City and make it the best it had been in a long time, maybe ever. And ever since then, it's almost just been a downhill. I mean, you look at Cuomo. Cuomo was just your typical dirtbag politician. And then you had Eric Adams, which, again, dirtbag politician. He taking bribes, the exact type of stuff that you would expect. And now, the ultimate. It just... you can't help but laugh at it. It's so bad that you can't just help but like laugh at how horrible it is. New York and California have lost more population than any other state, other than one, I think. They've lost the majority of their high earning tax-paying citizens. The people that were running companies, had companies in the city, in New York City, they moved to Florida, Texas, Tennessee. They're gone. Tons and tons of their tax revenue is gone. I seen Hochul the other day begging for the high net worth individuals to come back and donate to social programs, and seriously, begging them to come. They're not coming back. Why would they? You're going to tax them into oblivion. Between California and New York, and then add Mamdani on top of that, it is a disaster. And it was foreseeable. Anyone with any common sense looked at what was going on, looked at the choices, looked at what he had said, looked at, not we all, anyone with common sense knew this would be the outcome. This is exactly what they got, exactly what they were doing. They got the outcome that was projected by anyone with any type of knowledge and common sense. How they couldn't see that, I don't know. Just makes me think that the majority of people that are allowed to vote in the United States don't have common sense. Diesel fuel over 5, that's what I heard. I heard it's up above 5 pretty much everywhere. Gas here, when I was out yesterday or day before, was $3.39 a gallon. The last time I bought gas, it was $2.30 a gallon. So, in a 2-week period, we've jumped over $1 on regular 89 or 87 gasoline. So, here's the thing that I don't understand about the whole gasoline jump. We, America, are a net exporter of oil and gas. What we have here should not have any bearing on anything that is going on in the rest of the world. We should be able to keep our gasoline at whatever price is fair here, because we should just use what we have. Heck with it, there's no reason for us to be going outside of our own product right now. While things are high, now if we could get it cheap enough to where it can match or be less than what we can put a price on of our own, then yeah. It's one of the topics that I covered in my academy. What are we talking about? Gas and oil? Oh yeah, fuel. Again, yeah, you guys, Middle East, rich in oil. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, that's y'all's thing. You're rich in gas and oil. So are we. A lot of people never really realized that or thought that, but we are, and we always have been. Texas, Alaska, and every other little place. Here, there's people here all over the place that got oil wells, that have natural gas wells. It's all over the United States, period. It just is. And we are, as of Trump, a net exporter again during the Biden years. First thing he done was sold our reserves. First thing he done when he got in office, if you guys recall, they blew up that pipeline up in Canada, the Russian pipeline, and sold off our reserves. Go back to when he took over in 2021. Those were the first things that he did. That, and erased all the stuff that Trump had done, all the bills or whatever whatever he could get rid of, he got rid of. It was like 80 in the first 2 days, 79. What are they? Executive order? What? I don't know. My brain's not working right now. I want to drink this stuff just to see if it does help with my gut with that inulin in it. Australia has considerable oil reserves too, and then we ship it overseas to be refined, and then we buy it back. See, that doesn't make sense to me, Dan. Why don't you guys build the refineries there? We have refineries. Well, there's one. It's Marathon Oil, and they're building a jet fuel refinery right down the road from my house. The sign just went up in the past few days, and I don't know. I think I was telling you guys about this. I was on the news because I was down there fighting this, trying to fight it. Did me no good. They'd already made up their mind. Even though the community does not want this shit coming in here. Period. We already have way too much industrial pollution. Just, it's everywhere here. At 2008. Like a housing bubble in Australia. I know we got one here that's about ready to, it's not, it's just a bubble. It's not just a house. It's an overall bubble that's bursting here. Everything's been overinflated by 30, 40, 50%. And we got a long ways to go to get back to where it should be. Oh, I heard that. Well, it wasn't the largest one. It was across the street from the largest one, was it not, Tim? Was that a terrorist attack? Because I'm pretty sure that was a terrorist attack. They've tried to play it off like it wasn't. But I saw some things where someone posted on the internet the day before that was going to happen. And then it didn't happen to that one. It happened to, I guess, probably another branch of it across the street or whatever. I just happened to see that the other day. What was happening in natural gas in Western Australia, 20% or something of the company is mandated to be for domestic use. The rest is sold overseas. And guess how much tax is paid? What do you mean how much tax is paid? How much they're paying? Because I'm going to bet that they're probably breaking even and not paying any tax. If they're exporting 80% and they're acting like the 20% is a benefit for the country. They say it felt like an earthquake. I seen pictures, or I might have seen a little video, but I did see also still pictures. I mean, that's the exact type of stuff that's happening here, Dan. So are you guys getting ready to have a housing market reset crash in Australia? Because, I mean, me and you've talked about the housing prices over there being absolutely ridiculous. Especially in Tasmania, where you live. This is why I have a Discord server. Yeah, kind of. I don't mind talking about it on stream. It's fun. It's fun to be able to talk and interact directly like this. Well, it's where it was across the road, I think. I think whoever targeted it, whoever done it, might have went for the wrong. They just got the side of the street wrong. Yeah, definitely. I would like to get. I don't think Dan is on the Discord. Bought your house 12 years ago. No way you can afford it now. Average price in Brisbane, Melbourne, and Sydney average over 1.2 million. That is insane. Housing prices here where I live in West Virginia compared to other parts of West Virginia and even other parts of Ohio, for some reason, right here where I live, they're way higher. And I can't deal with that. That's why I'm thinking about leaving this area. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not very well versed at the whole Discord thing. I need to get better. Have to spend time on there. I did there for a minute, and then I kind of I've slacked off. I ain't been on there. I wanted to talk to Greg the other day, and I got on there, got a hold of him. We got on a call together. We'll see if that helps my stomach at all. Tastes like crap. Oh well. All right. Well, I am going to get off here. It's getting late. Thank you guys for hanging out. I will get over on Discord so I can talk to you, Greg. And want to get my mess cleaned up, go feed some tuna to some cats. I will see you guys hopefully next week. All right. See y'all in the next one. Later.